3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Forex Trading Show. Forex trading live every weekday morning. Real trades, real profits, zero analysis. Set back, relax, and get ready to profit. And now, your host, Terry from FXWithTerry.com.
What's up, everyone? Welcome. A little Forex trading, a little news watching, some results looking at. I just wanted to do this to basically show you what can and may happen with news releases on this particular pair, AUD-CAD, that I am in, and a lot of you are in. This is the not only the free signal, excuse me, but also the there I go. I was eating, shoving my face full of food before I started. This is also the 10 pip hybrid. So let's get into this. The news launches in 4 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can actually put both of these on the screen at the same time. I don't know if I can. Let me try a little technical juggling here. I will share the browser with you. Let's see if I can share this at the same time. I cannot. Well, let's go back and look at this first, and then just in about 1 more minute, we're going to look at the news. So let's come back here. Look at the trade, just kind of get a reference. We're, this particular account, this is actually the free signal, so, it's bidding very high on a large account. So $5,200 drawdown. The last 3 trades are in profit. We are looking to see if this news release pushes us towards profit. I'm just curious. This is a really odd time, 9:30 Eastern on a Tuesday night. Go ahead and put your predictions in the comments. I predict nothing happens. That's my prediction. I don't think there's going to be a lot of movement. I mean, we're in the Asian session anyway, so let's go back to the browser here. And let me see if I can put the camera up while I'm in the browser. Probably here. Let's see if that works. I want to move it. There we go. So that should work. We're going to watch this. So we're looking at AUD-CAD, and I'm going to go full screen here. We're looking at AUD-CAD. I put a red line down here where the price was at about the top of the hour, and a green line up here, my desired take profit. It's extremely unlikely that we're going to make a push that far. But I'm curious to see what this news release does. Does it push us down farther and start adding more trades? Are they going to take that opportunity? Look, just here we are. I'm going to need to pull my clock up here. We are literally 1 minute away, and the price is pushing down. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, it's not going to happen all at once. I get a feeling we're just going to continue sideways. It's pushing pretty hard down just before the news release. We've got about 40 seconds here before the news is released. I meant to jump over and look at this. You can see this is the 9:30 p.m. AUD. They've got 3 different CPI, trimmed mean CPI. So I think we're going to see some movement here. Because it's at a weird time, I'm just not sure. So we've got a little bit of a push down, and what are we? We're 10 seconds away. So 10 seconds news releases. Let's just see what happens here. 5 seconds. Let's see if there's any push. We'll just be quiet. Oh, look at that. pushing, almost choked, pushing down hard. Holy shit. Look at that. Look at that oh shit candle. I'm even scaling the screen here. I did not expect that, but I was hoping they'd use this opportunity to reverse this downward spiral that we've been in. That's a heck of a push right there. Let's measure how many pips that is. I think it probably looks worse than it really is. That is... Am I seeing that right? 55 pips? 57, nearly 60 pips right now? 60 pip push. Wow. It's still pushing. I'll bet you, I can put this up on screen. Yeah, every one of those 3 trades we had that were in profit are no longer in profit. Doesn't mean they're not going to be. What I was really wondering is if it's going to start adding more AUD CAD trades. It might not. I feel like if it doesn't push any farther than we are right now. Let me look at it on. Yeah, let's go look at the mobile device real quick. Let me bring you back here. Look at this. Look at that candle on the 4-hour. Wow. Now what's interesting is my algo has not added a trade yet. It's because the spread and the volume is really high. I suspect that it's going to add a trade. I suspect that's going to add a trade. Let me make it a little bit bigger on my side. Little bit of a wick. You probably can't see it with the mobile background. Wow, did that push hard. What are we, 60, 70, 80 pips? Coming up on 100 pips. I'm going to zoom out to the day. Wow. Look at that. Holy shit. Really didn't expect it. Here we are. We'll get to see this. My algo is going to add a trade. At least a trade. It won't do it right in the heart of all of the high volume, but there's no doubt that it's going to add a trade. That is pretty crazy. What I need to do is I'm going to pause here, pause the screen. I need to check a couple of my accounts and make sure that I'm not getting too far. I'm at about a 700% margin level on one account. Let me check one more just to make sure. I'm at a 2,700%. I'm fine. I'm doing good. The algo, I have added a couple manual trades. Let me come back to the free signal account here. I personally have added a couple manual trades. So the algo is going to add some more. Still has not added one yet. I'm actually pretty surprised. You know what? I'm just thinking here. Yeah, well, there you go, my friends. That was a hell of a push. Probably looks even there's the 1-hour chart. we have a wick down there. There's still a wick that you probably can't see on screen. Yeah, that crazy volume. But you know, look at the RSI 4 down here. Is absolutely maxed out. This could be the time where they're going to send it completely the opposite way. I did not turn the algorithm off on AUD CAD. I did not. In fact, what I want to do is I want to go double check that. So, I know I didn't. I'm trying to think. Let me go to the pause screen here. Stand by 1 second. I'm going to look at something. Oh, let me think here. Just stand by for a second, guys. I'm going to look at the algorithm real quick. Make sure I'm looking at the right thing. AUDCAD. Yeah, it's definitely not off. Yeah, you had me thinking there, Denise. It's definitely not off. I didn't turn it off on AUDCAD. I really didn't. I only turned pairs that are not currently open right this minute. So, oh, there it is. There's the trade. It just added a trade. I knew it would. It's not going to do it right in the middle of that volume. So we just added a trade right here. Very interesting. I don't know if you guys heard that notification in the background. Pretty crazy. I need to go back to pause here because I got to look at one account that I have running. Very interesting. I know I'm kind of quiet here. I'm looking at a couple things, so stand by. Just looking at some of my other accounts. Let's see here. Closing NZD CAD. All right. So I'll come back to the screener. My computer is really slow tonight, so here is where I want to be. All right, so that's pretty crazy. I think that's the movement we're going to get. Didn't know which way it was going to go. Unfortunately, it went against and added another trade. So it's still at a 2.0 lot size. It's been at 2 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 trades. We're just riding it out, people. They're going to move it farther. I'm just reading some comments here. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Mark says, that is absolutely nuts movement. It is nuts movement. It is absolute insanity. So let's talk about hedging. And I'm going to credit Mark for everything I'm about to tell you. Because Mark just kind of got me thinking in a different way today. I've always thought of hedging as a protection. And we'll get into this, but let me be surface level. And not turning the algorithm off, letting it continue to trade. But Mark said, hedge and turn it off. And now you're done with the algo trading. Now you're dealing with the trade level limit that you got up to, whatever that was. You know, and I want to test this pretty hard. So what I'm going to do is set up a test account that is accepting the one profitable pair feed. And I'm going to bid, not outrageous, but I'm going to set up a $10,000 account. I'm going to bid at a level. I'm going to keep tweaking the bid and pushing it up. Not at an outrageous level, but at a level that I know the system 99% of the time, 98% of the time can handle. But I also want to push it and over leverage just a little bit, because what I'm looking to do is one of two things. Yes, I can overbid and push it into a dangerous scenario, but I want to trade it like I would trade it. Because most of the time, most of the year, most of the trades, if you look at it over a 12-month period, just kind of do their thing, go into trade, few trades, go into profit. We've got this crazy market movement. And last year it got us, it smacked us last July, August. So as I told you, I think maybe at least by July 1st next year, I'm just going to take my bids, put them down to minimum, just let it roll. And I'm not going to trade the full algorithm. However, Mark got me thinking that, let's say, and I want to test this, I want to get a pair where I'm bidding and making a decent amount of money on a 10K account, but yet if a trade went 25 deep or much more than 10 or 15 deep, it would be too many recovery trades on that pair to survive the account. So what I want to do is at 10 trades and or a certain margin percent level, I just want to go ahead and hedge. Now what's interesting, I'm going to reference this. Remember how we started this out, if you're looking on the screen here, and we were at a 5,200 drawdown? It literally more than doubled with that news release. More than doubled. Now, of course, we added a trade, but that trade's only $26, $30 in drawdown right now. So it's going to bounce back. That's one thing I do like about my algorithm, is I knew that it would not just add just because there's movement. It was waiting for that push to happen. And it looks like, you know what? It's actually added 2 trades down there now. That's interesting. I don't think I heard that next one launch. Let's look at the time here. So on the 0435, 0440, yeah. Okay. So I don't think it's going to do a lot of trades in that open gap there. Let me draw it on the screen. I don't think it's going to do a lot of trades in here. Depends on how weird it acts, but it's probably not going to do trades on the way back. It's going to do trades out here. I don't believe it's going to place any trades in this kind of fill-in area. That's some pretty wild movement. Interesting to watch. Not necessarily any rhyme or reason for it. I was hoping it would push us the other way. It didn't. So anyway, back to the hedge concept. So what I want to do is at 10. So once a trade, a currency pair, gets 10 deep, at the 10th trade, I'll let it play out. I'm going to turn the algorithm off so it doesn't take any more trades. And I'm going to hedge if it pushes a little bit farther. I'm going to hedge equal to what the total lots are, plus, depending on the account, if it's a $10,000 account, I'm gonna do it plus maybe 0.10 lots. Okay, so if it's in 5 lots, 0.5 lots, I'll do the hedge at 0.6. So it'll be the hedge equaling plus adding a little bit to it. And the idea is this: if it continued to push against, I'm completely protected at the price that it was at the moment I have the equal and opposite hedge. If it became an absolute batshit crazy trade, like we've seen with AUD-JPY, Euro Chief, not even on an AUD, pair, and this AUD-CAD today, if it continued to push, let's say we hedged somewhere up here, and it continued to push, that hedge would start to be profitable. It would have locked in any losses on the trades above it, and it will start to become profitable. Now, at some point, it stops pushing and it comes back. So that hedge starts to come back to break even, let's say right here, which is, maybe where we entered it. At that point, what you've really done is you've stopped the account from overtrading. You've hedged yourself probably, and here's the deal, probably at a pretty decent margin percent level. I don't know what it's going to be. It's a combination of how far it pushed and how much you've been bidding up to that point, right? But I'd like to be doing my hedge somewhere in the several thousand margin percent level. That's so that might mean, well, we're in 8 trades at a 3,000% margin level. I'm like, if it goes into one more, I'm going to stop accepting algorithm trades. I'm going to hedge. I'm going to add a little bit to it. Because here's the deal. If you hedge and it pushes really hard, that hedge will become profitable, but you've locked in any loss wherever you added the hedge. Really what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get it to come back towards the TP, get out of the hedge at a break even, and let the original trade take profit. Here is, I know I'm drawing a bunch of squiggly lines. Here's the problem with that. Here we are. Let's look at it in this scenario. Okay, we're in a bunch of buy trades. Let's say we hedge somewhere here. As the price moves, you can see the TP up here. The TP is just at the top of the screen. That adding those, it just added 3 trades down there. Wow, pretty interesting. So let's take a look at, I need to look at some accounts here. I'm going to pause. I need to go look at live real time, a couple of my personal accounts and see what the margin level's doing. So I got my margin level down to 487. That's what I get for scaling in, thinking it was going to go farther. You know, no risk, no reward. Let me look at one other live account that I have. Make sure I'm not sharing this. Margin level percents at 2200. I still feel pretty good about that. Yeah, I'm still feeling pretty good. So, let me come back to the free signal. Finish saying what I was saying. I just wanted to check those accounts. So here we are, free signal. Probably better to look at the chart, see what this thing's doing. So it's added 3 trades, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's added 3 trades down here. The point being, let's say we hedged here. Our take profit is here. The problem becomes when you hedged and you stopped the algorithm would have added some trades down here like it just did. Let's say it didn't do that. And it would have dragged the take profit closer. The problem is if the take profit, if your hedge, let me redo this. Let's say your hedge is right here. If the take profit was up here, but there's enough trades on the algorithm to where it moves the take profit down here below your hedge, you're in trouble. However, even if you get in that worst case scenario, it's better than margining out and losing an entire account. And what you could do here is if it moved the TP inside of your hedge and made your hedge basically invalid in terms of getting out of it when the entire trade goes back into its original or its kind of like calculated TP, you could hedge again. And you could hedge again. You could hedge your hedge, right? So it's just playing that game, and the game we're playing here is the fact that just the price, if I zoom out to the day, the price has just did nothing but tank. I mean, it's that's pretty odd. That's pretty odd for it to do that. If we look left here, and I don't really try to speculate too much, and it's hard to do on mobile, but if we look left, you can see that we're at a little bit of a price concern area, but this thing could go a hell of a lot lower than it is now. We don't know if it's gonna. I'm not going to speculate and worry too much about it, but it is what it is. So I will have that test account running because here's the deal. I already have an EA, an expert advisor, a robot that will do this. That I can click the button, it will add the hedge, and it will also manage it to the level that I want it to. I can tell it when it's hedged, if the price moves certain direction, way far against or back towards take profit, get me out at $50 profit, get me out at, X pips, whatever the case may be. Get me out at X minimum loss, get me out at break even. So I have an EA that does that. But entering that hedge is so crucial as to when you do it. And that's what really you have to practice at. Practice at just doing it and find out when a good and or okay and or bad terrible scenario is in terms of when you enter that hedge. And of course, I'm just saying that it's better than blowing an entire account. I'd love to be able to do if I got really good at it, I would just do the manipulation on my end. That way it copies the manipulation over to you. The problem with doing that is that, the numbers would equate from my account to yours, but you might be bidding outrageously and way more, using way more margin level percent than I was when I started the hedge, and you wouldn't be able to take the hedge. It wouldn't take the trade because it's over leveraged. You don't have enough balance. You don't have enough margin. So I'm not saying that's the best way to do it, but certainly calling it out in the group. And look at this here. So it's bouncing back. I would imagine there's no way it can sustain. Let's zoom in a little bit. There's no way it's going to sustain that. Look at this wick. That wick is that long. That's a hell of a wick. Hopefully we don't get any more pushes down below our farthest trade, because it's going to start adding more trades. I really don't want any more. Really don't want any more. This is also can be looked at as this. This is a money grab. It's a liquidity grab for the banks, the hedge funds. They just grabbed a ton of liquidity, and that's what they needed to then send it that way, up. So they got enough liquidity, and they can take it to our TP, which is basically right here. And that's what I like about this. If you think about it, we added more risk, but we dragged our take profit right to the top of this resistance area. So all we got to do is get price movement back to that most recent resistance area, and we'll TP. I'm sure we will. That's how it works. It always works that way. So, again, I know I'm kind of all over the place here. I feel like I am. I'll start that test account. I'll start accepting one profitable pair feed. It'll be on a 10K account. I will bid, slowly increase my bid, just like I would if it was real money. I'll trade it like it's real money. And what we're looking for is a trade to go 10 deep, turn the algo off, do the hedge, and then manually manage it from there. It'll be a great learning experience. And then, of course, I've said I'm going to put, once I feel like that is a technique that works, or once I figure out that what works, I'm going to consider that trade management. But I also need to create a video, which I was saying, emergency triage trade management, for those people that turn the algorithm on, the busy people, they walk away, they don't look at it for months, and then all of a sudden they hear a lot of notifications, or they look at their account and their margin level percent is 104%, and they're like, please, Terry, turn it off. Please, what should I do? And I'm like, well, I'm just going to link them to that emergency triage video. Because there's quite a few different things you can do. None of them are better than the other. Just like we did the other day. I was like, okay, instead of continuing to take trades, go ahead and instead of a multiplier, set it to a fixed lot size, 0.01, and just let it go. I did that on Euro Chief, and it went into 16 more trades. Never have I seen anything push like that. Usually you turn it off, or you stop it from adding, high lot size, increased lot size. And if you stop it from doing that, you get out of the last 2-3 trades, you're good. That thing went 16 more. And for me to turn something off is unprecedented. I don't turn it off, I manage it. And I was like, oh man, I got to turn this off. When I say turn it off, I still want the trades. I still want to see how many trades it's going to go into as far as the algorithm goes. And I want it to update my take profit. However, this new hedging scenario, the actual trade management that Mark and I were talking about in the group, that's true trade management. And once I do the hedge, I'm turning the algorithm off. I just am. There's a potential in this particular case, had we turned, I don't know how many trades we're in. Let's count them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 trades. And so we would have turned it off at 10 trades, and we'd have a hedge that would be in the blue right now. So any loss would be protected on the other end. The hedge would be in the blue. At that point, you're just letting it come back to the hedge. It's just a protection thing. You let the price come all the way back to the hedge. You get out of the hedge at break even. And you hope that whatever movement is left, that can move towards a little bit more blue in the account and get out. You're still going to get out at a loss, most likely. It really, really depends. You could get in. Let's say a trade went 40 deep. Insane, right? But we seen it happen last week. And let's say you started the hedge at 10 and it went to 40. You would have been probably profitable enough on the hedge to close out all of the losers and the hedge at maybe a little bit of loss, possibly break even. That's the whole idea. Lock in the loss, let that hedge go 30 more trades. And heck, at that point, you could start adding trades in that direction. And it's all risky, but take a risk and potentially, the idea is to get out. I'll be straight with you. The idea is to get out at break even. When it's gone bad, it's gone wrong. Get out at break even. Second best scenario, get out at just minimum loss. You're not going to be able to typically manage that trade into some sort of profit. You don't want to at that point. You just want out. Just want out. So if there's no comments, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Just looking at the comments here. Mark says, this very method allowed me to save a $12,000 account last year with GBP JPY. Yep. You know, it's funny. I was talking to Derek today, and we talked about GBP JPY and USD JPY last summer, July, August, hitting us hard. So I was like, all right, we're not going to trade that until it goes deep. So I literally have not sent that trade out. You'll see it on the full algorithm, but I have not sent it out. And GJ and UJ, trade profit. Not a problem with them in the last year. So I'm like, how much profit did I lose out on by not trading those a little bit more often or a little bit up front? So here's my thinking from now on. I'm going to, because I was trading in fear, right? I was trading with fear. If this hedging / turn off the algorithm thing works, because I've never done it that way. I always hedged and left the algo on, and that always ran me into the ground. But I like the concept of hedging and turning the algo off and managing it from there. But if that works, I'm not going to trade in fear anymore. And I really didn't think I was doing that until I realized that I haven't traded GJ or UJ in the last 12 months and probably gave up tens of thousands of dollars worth of profits, and not once has it ran away. So it's not about what's going to run away, because we certainly never expected it to be. AUD-CAD is not a runaway. AUD-JPY absolutely ran away. EUR-CHF, one of the slowest moving pairs in the world, ran so hard against us last week that and I've been doing this a long time, I shut her down and forced a loss. I was like, there is no stopping this thing. There is no stopping it. Even after I turned it off on my account, it went 16 more trades. So, yeah, we were just talking about the fact that as long as you understand trade management, just trade the algorithm. I don't think you should ever trade the full algorithm. I'm changing my tune a little bit. I have done it. After I seen that the full algorithm at 10 cents bid went to $150,000 drawdown, there's not an account out there that could handle that. Really. I mean, unless you're a hedge fund or a bank or something, right? Anyway, I'm going to stop it there. You will see that test account. I will learn. I'll do it manually. I'll use my EA. I'll figure something out, because I want to get you something that allows us to handle what happened last week if we ever see it again. I don't think anything could be any worse than what we saw last Wednesday, Thursday. I can't imagine. So trading a limited amount of pairs, like trading the 10 pip hybrid, which is very limited pairs, trading the one profitable pair feed. We'll go glance at this real quick. And I know you guys are excited about this, and I'm glad I could put it out there. But the gold scalper. Let me go to the pause screen real quick, and let's pull up that account. I think it's in a trade right now. Yeah, it is. Very slow, soft, and steady. It starts about this time of night. It was funny. I think it was Brian last night that said, well, we got $7 out of it. And I was like, I wasn't sure if it was just done. It went into another trade and ended up making $11, $12, I think was what it made yesterday. We wouldn't be able to see it. Yeah, it was like $11 or $12. So everybody's got to be happy with that, right? And if you scale it up, I know we just put it on one of Derek's accounts today at a 5x multiplier. We're going to see how it affects it. We're going to see what it does. That means it's going to make $50 a night, round numbers. And we woke up to a profitable gold scalper trade this morning, $11 and something profit. Doesn't sound like a lot, but I do it that way because it's scalable. $11 times 2 is so you can make 22, 23 bucks. Times 10, you can make $100, $110, $111, whatever. It's scalable. So we'll see what happens there. I like it. But I can see myself in the future trading one profitable pair feed along with gold scalper, or the 10 pip hybrid along with gold scalper. I feel like it's really good right now. So let's go back and look. There's that absolutely batshit crazy candle. You probably can't see it, but there's our wick right there. And our take profit is up here. So we're just waiting. And a lot more news coming out. I think we got, let me look real quick and I'll just state it. And then I'll get out of here. Let's see. JPY says tentative today. So who knows when that's going to launch. But if I go to tomorrow, Euro at 5 a.m., US dollar at 8:15 a.m., CAD and US at 8:30, US again at 10, US dollar at 2 p.m., US dollar again at 2:30 p.m. There's going to be some serious movement tomorrow. There really is. That's Wednesday. Thursday, British pound and US dollar, and then, of course, Friday, NFP, non-farm payroll. So enough news events to make some serious movement and maybe close these trades out. You can see it's been really slow. I haven't added any trades from the algorithm. We're just holding on to what was open, which I think is 3 or 4 pairs. Few closed out in the middle of the night. Just absolutely low volatility. So, all right, that's it. Appreciate you watching. I'm going to go have some dinner, finish my day out here. And I'm here if you have any thoughts. But I think we're going to learn a lot when you watch me turn the algo off at 10 trades deep and hedge. Here's what's interesting. There's going to come a time, weeks and months, when I trade that one profitable pair feed and I push the lot size on it. Not outrageous, but what I would do for a $10,000 account. And you're going to find that we might get in a cycle where I never even have to manage it. It's just crushing. So you have to be ready for that time when your bid has been good for weeks, months, and then all of a sudden the market pushes against. You need to know when to manage, how to do it, how to handle it. And at that point, I would tell you, if you think of last week, at that point, it's completely account and capital protection. That's it. It's not trying to profit. Because those days, like last week, that was a 12-hour window. Then we haven't seen anything till today, which lasted, about 5 or 10 minutes? So, anyway, that's it. Appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the group. And if you're not subscribed, can you do me a favor? Can you subscribe? If you're not clicking the like button on the videos, and if you're catching this and you're not in the group, fxwithterry.com, come on over, get into the group. It's free. and start taking some of the free trades and see how awesome this algorithm is and the community. So I'll see you guys later. Take care.
Thank you for joining us on the Forex Trading Daily Live Show. Get access to all of the free trades with full auto trading at fxwithterry.com. Be sure to subscribe and get notified of the daily live stream. And get ready for your next profitable Forex trade.